Massachusetts voters approved a 4% additional tax on income over $1 million beginning next year in 2023. This results in a 9% income tax on income over the $1 million threshold. Because of this large tax, high income earners are going to look for methods and strategies to reduce, if not outright eliminate, that tax increase. In today's video, we're going to talk about two of those methods. Hi, I'm attorney Paul Bernstein of the Bernstein Law Group. We are an estate, asset protection, and tax planning law firm located in Massachusetts. So Massachusetts residents who expect to exceed the $1 million threshold of income starting next year will want to look to one of several strategies. I'm going to talk about two today. One strategy, a fairly simple one, but not necessarily easy to implement, but that's to move to a state that has, at a minimum, a much lower income tax rate than Massachusetts, or better yet, a state that doesn't have any separate income taxes, such as Florida. So if a Massachusetts resident changes their residency to Florida, they'll avoid the Massachusetts 9% income tax issue. Now, that doesn't cover all income. There's certain income that will still be taxed here in Massachusetts. What type of income are we talking about? Well, something known as Massachusetts source income will still be taxed in Massachusetts. So what is that? Well, let's look at a few general examples. One is any wages earned for working in Massachusetts. That's Massachusetts source income, will be taxed by Massachusetts. If you're a owner of a business that's located in Massachusetts, any of the income generated from that business will still be taxed to you personally, even though you're a Florida resident. Or for taxpayers that may have, or Florida residents, that may have rental property here in Massachusetts. That rent, the income derived from the residential or the rental properties, will be Massachusetts source income and be taxed here in Massachusetts. So it's mostly income derived from non-Massachusetts sourced income. What is that? It's really from investment portfolios is the big driver. So any income derived from your investments. Now, if you have a large portfolio, that publicly traded stocks, bonds, what have you, creating lots of income moving to Florida or a no or lower income tax state, will remove that from the mass tax scheme. So one strategy, there's very specific rules you should follow if you're thinking of doing that. Maybe that's a subject for a later video, but that's one strategy. A second strategy would be the use of a very particular type of trust, a non-grantor irrevocable trust, an irrevocable non-grantor trust, an ING trust, if you will. A handful of states have created laws, and in those states there are no state income tax. And with these ING trusts, we can transfer those investment portfolios, the non-Massachusetts sourced income assets, and transfer those to these ING trusts. And by doing that, what we're doing is we're removing the portfolio income from the Massachusetts tax authority, and therefore we avoid that 9% tax. So for someone that is earning $1 million through Massachusetts source income and making another $500,000 in investment income from their portfolios, if we remove that $500,000, we're going to save $45,000 a year in Massachusetts income tax, That's a significant amount of money as you go year in and year out. So it's really removing that portfolio income and putting it into an ING trust that we're going to be saving significant Massachusetts income tax. We'll be saving 9% of that tax. Significant amount. I believe an unintentional consequence of the passage of this millionaire income tax is going to result in possibly lowering the amount of taxes that come to the Commonwealth. Why is that? Well, if enough high income earners implement a strategy of moving out of state, or probably simpler, creating an ING trust, not only does it remove the 4% additional amount, it removes the 5% income tax that would have been there prior to the implementation of the millionaire's tax. So in my example where we're removing $500,000 of portfolio investment income, saving the taxpayer $45,000, had the ING trust not been implemented because there was no millionaire tax, that would have resulted in $25,000 of tax like there is this year on that taxpayer. But the millionaire tax is likely going to push quite a few high income earners to a point where previously they wouldn't go through these strategies, but now it makes so much more sense to do so. It's going to lower the amount of income to the Commonwealth. Unintentional byproduct, but nonetheless, with the use of this strategy, that may be a result. If you're interested in learning more about the ING strategies and you're a high income earner or you work with high income earners, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to have a conversation with you about it, the pros and cons, and then if it's appropriate for you in your particular situation. Thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you in our next video.